Hi guys! Welcome back to English class. Teacher Adam here at your service. In English, the only way to ensure that a word is used correctly is by knowing how it functions in a sentence. That's the reason why in first quarter, we discussed the 8 parts of speech, which are the basics. Today's lesson will be a little more challenging compared to the 8 parts of speech lessons, but will surely help you maintain grammatically correct sentences. But before we start the discussion, cue in intro first. Have you heard of the idiom, wear many hats? Well, this picture gives us the literal meaning, as this man really wears a number of hats. However, this line really refers to a person who has many roles or jobs. For example, if a man works as a doctor and he runs his business at the same time, then that person may be described as wearing many hats. In grammar, there are words that also wear many hats. These function in different ways, and these are what we are going to talk about today. What are they called? They are verbals. Verbals are words that are derived from verbs that may function as adjectives, adverbs, or nouns. There are 3 types of verbals. These are participles, gerunds, and infinitives. We are going to talk about them one by one, starting with participles. These are words that are in verb form but function as adjectives. There are 2 kinds of participles: present participle and past participle. How are they different from each other? Here is the answer. The first kind of participles is called present participle. It is a verb that ends in ing. Notice these examples. Boiling water is at the temperature point of 100 degrees Celsius. It feels good to watch the clashing waves of the sea. In the first sentence, the word boiling, which is a verb that ends in ing, functions as an adjective. It describes the noun water. In the second sentence, the word clashing, which is also a verb ending in ing, is used to describe the noun waves. Both boiling and clashing are examples of present participle. The second kind of participles is called past participle. If you remember our lesson about regular and irregular verbs, past participles take the third form where you have to add d, ed, or ied for regular verbs and change the spelling or change nothing in spelling for irregular verbs. Notice these examples. The painted walls will be decorated with artworks. I need a plumber to fix some broken pipes. The words painted and broken describe the nouns walls and pipes respectively. These are examples of past participles. In some cases, participles do not appear as individual words. Sometimes they come with different words that help them complete the description that they are giving. This is called participial phrase. It is a group of words that is headed by a participle and functions as an adjective. Notice the following examples. Singing like a professional, the little girl hits high notes effortlessly. Bent to the ground, the bamboo tree survived the strong wind of the recent typhoon. In the first sentence, the present participle is singing, but the other words that come after it help complete the description that it gives. Singing like a professional describes the noun girl. In the second sentence, bent is the past participle, and just like in the first one, the words that come after it help complete the description it gives. Bent to the ground describes the noun tree. Singing like a professional and bent to the ground are what we call participial phrases. The next kind of verbals are called gerunds. These are verbs that function as nouns. They follow the formula verb plus ing. Gerunds function in 6 ways. First, as subject, where the gerund is what the sentence talks about. For example, dancing is a good form of exercise. Swimming makes the lungs stronger. Both dancing and swimming are examples of gerunds that function as subject. Second, as direct object, where the gerund receives the action and answers the question what. For example, many young people nowadays love filming. Mark takes acting seriously. In the first sentence, we may ask, what do many young people love nowadays? Filming. Therefore, this gerund functions as direct object. In the second sentence, we may ask, what does Mark take seriously? Acting. Therefore, this gerund functions as direct object. Third, as indirect object, where the gerund does not receive the action in the sentence and answers either the question to what or for what. Mary gave driving her best effort. Missy made studying her priority. In the first sentence, we may ask, what did Mary give? Effort is the answer, which makes it the direct object. The next question will be, to what was effort given? To driving, which makes it the indirect object. In the second sentence, we may ask, what did Missy make? A priority is the answer, which makes it the direct object. The next question will be, for what was the priority made? For studying, which makes it the indirect object. Fourth, as subject complement, where the gerund comes after a linking verb and gives a description of the subject. For example, his favorite pastime is reading. The most tiring activities for today were jumping and crawling. In the first sentence, the gerund reading comes after the linking verb is and modifies the subject pastime. In the second sentence, the gerunds jumping and crawling come after the linking verb were and modify the subject activities. Fifth, as object of the preposition, where the gerund comes after a preposition. For example, Micah finds pleasure in hiking. He lost weight by running. In these sentences, hiking and running are gerunds that come after the prepositions in and by, respectively. Last as a positive, where the gerund is seen in between commas and gives a description of the word it comes after. For example, her hobby, baking, became her main source of income. The most extreme sport, skydiving, is a priceless experience I will never regret doing. Gerunds also appear in group of words. When this happens, a gerund phrase is formed. This phrase is headed by a gerund and functions as a noun. These are examples. Playing outside will help reduce the stress of kids. Martina loves taking pictures of her baby's growth developments. In the first sentence, playing outside is the gerund phrase, while in the second sentence, it is taking pictures of her baby's growth developments. The last kind of verbals are infinitives. An infinitive is formed by placing to in front of the base form of a verb. For example, to run, to eat, to bake, to love, to enjoy. Infinitives may function as adjective, as adverb, and as noun. If an infinitive follows a noun and describes it, it functions as adjective. For example, I need a moment to think. Here are memories to ponder. To think and to ponder come after the nouns moment and memories respectively, which they describe. Therefore, these infinitives function as adjective. If an infinitive modifies a verb, it functions as adverb. It answers the question, why was the action done? For example, Misha hid to cry. My father fixed the roof to prepare for the storm. We can change these sentences to the following questions. Why did Misha hide? The answer is to cry. Why did my father fix the roof? The answer is to prepare for the storm. To cry and to prepare are both infinitives that function as adverbs. An infinitive also functions as noun if it does any of these 5 functions. Notice these sample sentences. To run is a good form of exercise. He decided to run. The activity I don't want to do is to run. He had no choice except to run. His passion, to run, led him to be a professional athlete. All these sentences has the infinitive to run. In the first sentence, the infinitive is what the sentence talks about. Therefore, it functions as subject. In the second sentence, the infinitive receives the action, decided, and answers the question, what? Therefore, it functions as direct object. In the third sentence, the infinitive comes after the linking verb and gives a description of the subject activity. Therefore, it functions as subject complement. In the fourth sentence, the infinitive comes after the preposition except. Therefore, it functions as the object of the preposition. In the last sentence, the infinitive is in between 2 commas and gives a description of the noun passion. Therefore, it functions as a positive. If a group of words is headed by an infinitive phrase is formed. Notice the following examples. To climb the highest peak in the country is my ambition. Michael plans to set an appointment with his boss. In these sentences, the infinitives to climb and to set are added with more words to complete the thought of the sentences. These make the highlighted parts of these sentences infinitive phrases. It's time for you to do homework number 12. Test how well you comprehended today's lesson. Answer pages 66 to 67 of your English workbook. After finishing this task, take pictures of the pages and send them to me through Schoology message. Before this discussion ends, let me share with you a Bible verse related to our lesson. Romans 12:6. We have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us. If your gift is prophesying, then prophesy in accordance with your faith. Our lesson for today taught us how verbals function in different ways. Did you know that the Lord allows us to function in many ways too? He actually enables us to do different tasks in life, as He has called us in different ways that we can serve Him through. He blessed us with gifts that will help us fulfill what He wants us to accomplish. For example, you are a student right now, but at the same time, you may have a ministry in your church. In order for you to be excellent in both areas, the Lord will provide you wisdom. As long as we use God's gifts with faith in Him, for sure, we will achieve God's plans for us. Blessed be the name of the Lord. That's the end of today's discussion. Thanks for watching this video. For questions or clarifications, you may take note of them for the meantime, and let's discuss them on our live class or book a consultation schedule with me. I really hope that you had fun learning English today. See you on my next video. Stay safe and God bless.